You guys may be seated. I'm going to go ahead and ask those who are being baptized make their way over toward the water. When we celebrate baptism, what we're doing is we are celebrating publicly what God has already done personally. When someone gives their life to Christ, whenever they say, I'm following Jesus, Jesus is my Savior, now I'm placing my life into His hands. This is a symbol, so there's nothing special about this water. Yet what we see is it's a lot like a wedding ring. If I take this wedding ring off, I'm still married. There's a commitment that I made to my wife. And yet this is a symbol to the world about what has taken place between me and God. Well, in the same way, baptism is a symbol. It's a public symbol to show to the world what God has done, that we would say, I am buried with Christ in my sin, and yet raised to walk in the newness of life that He alone gives. So I'm going to invite my friend Olivia down to tell her story.
Hey, my name's Olivia, and I'm a junior at UC. I grew up in a Christian house with parents who loved the Lord. I was shown how to live a life glorifying Jesus and was set in routine of going to church every week. I've been so blessed, but growing up this way, I never realized that I had to make my faith my own. Going to school, I put all of my focus into achieving success. Through these, although these are good things, I made them my identity. Playing time on the court and good grades slowly turned into my idols, where I was, and that's what I sought worth in. Subconsciously, I was checking off boxes with God by going to church on Sundays and following rules that Christians were supposed to follow. Although I believed in Jesus my whole life, it wasn't until Young Life Camp after my freshman year of high school that it clicked. I have to pursue a relationship with Jesus every day. It's not a one-time choice. High school was a time of trying to figure out how to follow Him. Even though my struggle with anxiety, even through that, He has shown healing and redemption in with my whole life. That's the journey I've been on for the last 5 years, and now I'm following Jesus with my heart, and I make that choice every day to love Him and live according to His word.
My name's Maddie. I grew up going to church and in a Christian household. I would attend Wednesday night services, Sunday morning services, and VBS, and knew that what God did was great. I tried to live out that Christian role throughout my middle school and high school years, but I got around with the wrong crowd in high school and did some pretty dumb stuff, and was constantly getting in trouble for being a bad kid and disobeying my parents. I finally graduated and went off to college for a semester, and that was a good time and all, but it truly was when I was at my lowest and didn't know how to cope with how I was feeling. I was depressed and had really bad anxiety until I met the best person God could have put in my life, Houston. He really did show me that what it was like to be treated the way I should as a woman. He always talked about God to me and I would listen, but it never really stuck with me. I didn't come to the realization that the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was as good as He was until I started premarital counseling. Going through that, I really understood how I need to live my life, not only to love my soon-to-be husband the best I can, but how I can love the Lord just as much and more. Some people may think I did all of this just to be able to get married. No, I am really giving my life to God and want to live the best way possible. Now that I have Christ in my life, I feel like I'm going to be able to do great things and that He will take any pain I have away.
Last but not least, Doug Berry. It's up to you, man.
read an email that said living in sin was parallel to our enemy having us in a cage. This enemy continually is poking us with a sharp rod. The door to the cage is open, but we stay in the cage. Why? Because we know what is inside the cage. Although we are in discomfort, we're familiar with it. What is foreign is freedom. That was my life. I was born with eczema, asthma, multiple allergies. I wanted to be normal. I kept telling God how big my problem was instead of telling my problem how big my God was. I tried many things that I thought would alleviate my problem, when all I had to do was ask God and live in Jesus Christ. Today, I have the same issues, but I have a friend. If you need a friend, follow me, and I'll point you to Jesus. Thank you for being my friend.